Hey guys, Lazy Man here. Hey, today I'm going to show you a simple mod that I'm going to do for the Storm Shadow. And what I've done is I've taken the logo that's on the Storm Shadow character, and of course I blew that up to the appropriate size. And you know, this is a Cobra head, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut that out of 3/32 6061 aluminum here. And you can see I have two marks here. One is just a reference to the actual size of the Cobra head, and the other is just a little extra, and that's where I'll be making my initial cuts. So this can be done several different ways. What I'm going to be using today is I'm going to be using the poor man CNC machine, and that's going to be a combination of a end grinder with a cutting disc, a scroll saw, and a jigsaw. So anyway, what we want to do first is we need to transfer the design onto the aluminum, and that can be done again a couple ways. The first one is you can use this is adhesive spray that you can pick up at any hardware store. And it works pretty well. What you do is just spray the back of the paper and then set that on there, and then that'll stay on nice and good, and you can make your cutout. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some carbon paper, and we'll go ahead and transfer the outline of this onto the stainless, and we're going to use that method today. So anyway, let's get started. Alright guys, I went ahead and got this taped down onto the aluminum with the carbon paper in between, and I'm just taking a regular ballpoint pen and I'm going to trace it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish tracing this out. It's going to take a few minutes, and then we'll get back with you. Alright guys, I went ahead and got that traced out, and a couple things I forgot to mention is we're going to cut this out. We're going to put this on the back side panel of the Storm Shadow case. Or that's a 1200 Antec 1200 case. And another thing is, when I saw this this logo, these were all separate little pieces, and I didn't want to have to figure out how I was going to mount all these and get them all lined up, mount them separately. So what I've done is, you can see I've cut in these little tabs here that'll connect everything. And my plan is to be able to cut this out in one piece, but then still have it look like it's a bunch of different pieces. And what we'll do is we're going to paint this all red, and then the back panel of the Antec 1200 is going to be white. So what we'll do is, wherever I put these little connectors, we'll paint those white. And then I'm hoping this will just blend in and you won't notice them. So anyway, let's go ahead and take this off and we'll see how it turned out. So you can see it transferred the line right onto the aluminum. I'm getting a lot of glare from my lights, but you guys can see that. And what I'm probably going to do, because this will wipe off pretty easy, is I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to go back over it. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back with you. Alright guys, you can see I went ahead and traced this back out with a Sharpie, and then I just kind of got carried away, but I started coloring in the areas that I'm going to cut out, just so I don't cut out the wrong piece. I'd hate to get halfway through, hell, I'd hate to get all the way through, and then the last couple cuts cut the wrong piece off. So anyway, again, this is Sharpie. A little trick I'd like to share with you guys, so this doesn't rub off on your fingers and get your hands all black and or rub off so you can't see it. You just take a clear acrylic and you just go ahead and spray that, and that'll put a coat of acrylic over it, and it won't rub off on your fingers. Alright, so that should do it there. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry for a couple minutes, and then I'm deciding now whether I should use the jigsaw and cut out the perimeter of it, or start using the scroll saw and cutting out these inside pieces. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and use a Bosch jigsaw to cut this out, and I am using a metal blade that's got 17 teeth per inch. You know, they do make aluminum blades that are designed to cut curves in aluminum, but these are more for like a thicker stock. Something about as thin as 332. I found that the metal blades work a little bit better. Anyway, I also noticed that my radio was a little loud last time, so I went ahead and turned that down. Alright, so here we go. Alright guys, went ahead and got the perimeter cut out, as you guys can see. So we're going to go ahead and cut out this center section here, and the light's glaring. So anyway, what we want to do is I'm going to cut it up through here, and then I'm just going to cut it shy of the bottom part of the cobra's mouth. So what we'll do is we'll use the scroll saw to finish that up. Alright? Alright guys, as you can see here, I ran shy of the mouth here. Again, we'll cut that out with the scroll saw. And then another thing is, you can see the ends here, they come to a point. And I'm going to leave a little more metal there for now, and then once we get it all done, we'll cut those out. I just don't want them to bend on me. Alright, so we'll get set up. What we're going to do first for the scroll saw is to be able to cut these like this here. There's no way to get the blade in, so what we got to do is drill a hole in each one of these so we can have somewhere to start the blade. Alright, so I'm going to set this up on the drill press, and we'll drill some holes. I'm not going to bore you with this. We'll drill one maybe, and then we'll move on. Alright, as you can see, I went ahead and got all the holes cut out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the rest of this on the scroll saw. And this is the DeWalt scroll saw. Now I'm not very efficient on the scroll saw at this point. So hopefully I can get this done properly. A couple things that I did learn, couple tips. First of all, if you take a look at this, what is a standard scroll saw blade, you see how thin that is? And they do have a tendency to break. They are quite inexpensive, so you normally buy a packet like this that's probably got a couple hundred in there. But what I've learned is I've taken a coping saw blade. This is a coping saw blade here, which is a little bit wider. And this is good, to cut straight lines. It'll even make curved cuts, but it won't make a sharp 90-degree turn like the little blades. So we're going to use this blade here to cut most of this, and then when we get to where we got to make a 90 turn, well, you'll put the smaller blades on. The other thing is if you just take, for a lubricant for the blades, if you just take regular packing tape, and I went ahead and put that on the bottom here. You can see that, but I put some on the bottom. That'll help lubricate the blade, and not only that, it'll help for this to slide on the tabletop here. Alright, so here we go. And then when you're cutting metal or aluminum, you know, the DeWalt scroll saw does have a variable speed, and you want to put this down at, I've got it about 1.5. So you want to keep that at a low speed. So here we go. Hey guys, while I was cutting this, that was the garage door you heard. My wife just happened to come home. So I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity for her to say hello. So anyway, that's my wife there. Say hello, sweetie.
Hi.
Damn. Alright guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any more cutting done. So anyway, we'll have to pick this video up another time. Alright guys, it's Lazy Man again, back to cutting. Alright guys, as you can see, this is a very slow process here. And then what I'll do now is let's just show you one where we're going to cut out one of these insides here. Alright. And then what I'm doing now is I'm tensioning the blade. Alright, so we'll show you how this works here. Alright guys, as you can see right there, that's what we got to do, and we'll just keep working our way until we get it all cut out. And you know, you can see there's quite a few that we have to do, but that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest, and then we'll just take a look at it when I'm all done. Alright guys, as you can see, this is going to take quite some time, and Let's see, we're trying to show you that top there. So I mean, you can see it'll get through it. We just got to keep working at it, and then whatever we don't get, we'll just file it down. Alright, so I'm going to finish it up and we'll take a final look at it. Alright guys, there it is after it's all cut out. And for my first time on a scroll saw, it's not too bad. It's going to require a little bit of cleanup work. But it turned out pretty good. So anyway, a little bit of filing and some sanding and we should have it. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, finally finished this mod. And as you can see, it was well worth my efforts. But anyway, it wasn't quite as simple as I originally thought. And you guys are probably wondering why I didn't just have it sent out and have it laser cut. You know, but there's something to be said about, you know, actually fabricating something by hand. So anyway, let's get a closer look, and you know, it turned out pretty nice. You know, I'm pretty satisfied with it. So again, this is going to be painted red, and it's going to go on the Antec 1200 case, which will be, most of it will be all white. Actually, the side panel that this is going on will be white. And then we'll put some red LEDs. We'll actually put this on standoffs, and then put some red LEDs behind this. So hopefully it should illuminate pretty good. So anyway, yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So if I have time, I'll do a video on showing you how I'm going to mount this. So until then, you guys take care. Alright, this is Lazy Man.